Welcome to Purpose. I'm your host, Corie Clark. I'm just a normal girl who decided to go for it. I created a thriving business from the ground up without sacrificing my sanity, and I believe that you can do the same. You were created on purpose, for a purpose, and I fully believe you can turn that purpose into profit. Each week, I'm going to bring you practical advice to help you live your life and grow your business on purpose. Welcome back to another episode of Purpose. I'm your host, Corie Clark, and I took last week off for somewhat obvious reasons. I'm sure that some of you are just kind of feeling the chaos like I am, and so I just really felt like, I wanted to do a podcast episode, but I truly needed a few days to process what was going on, and so I just wanted to share, from my heart today about how I feel about what's going on, how I feel about you as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as possibly a mother or a wife, whatever it is that you're doing. I just wanted to bring you some encouragement and share how I have been dealing with the current state of our country, of our state. I'm in California, so I am officially, supposed to be staying home, which I am doing, following all the rules. And so my family and I have been home in our house for, I think we're on day 7 or 8 or something as of this recording. And, but we're good. We're happy and we're used to being home. I obviously work from home and my husband works from home with me most of the time. My kids are homeschooled, so I actually am going to record another episode after this on homeschooling tips for all of you people out there that are newly homeschooling, because you have to, not necessarily because you want to, but I've been doing it for 12 years. So I just wanted to give some insight into how I've done that and been able to run my business. But that will be a separate episode, because this episode, I just wanted to share, how I've been processing this and how I'm moving forward with my business, and give you guys some practical advice and encouragement on how you can continue to build momentum in your business, even if you're not necessarily, selling as much as you usually do, or even if you've chosen not to sell at this time, but give you some tips on actually maintaining the momentum that you've built over the years and increasing it so that when this is all over, you can get right back to business and have something that's flourishing and thriving. So before I get into the business stuff, I did want to share that, I am a pretty positive, optimistic person. As you guys know, I'm a Christian. I fully believe that, we're going to be fine one way or another. God's always going to take care of us and provide for us. And, I'm not necessarily ever worried about that. I'm not worried about my eternity. I'm not worried about, if things go wrong. I know it'll all be okay. And I know He's always working things together for good. And, but I do know, obviously it still sucks going through stuff. And I can usually push through stuff pretty quick and, process things and move forward and be fine. And, but obviously this is something that none of us have ever been through before. And, some of you may have gone through similar things. I have, a friend that had to, really practice all the distancing and, quarantine type stuff when her husband was battling cancer. So yes, I do realize that some people have gone through similar situations, but we've never as a whole, as a country or as the world gone through something like this. And so it's new ground and it's something new to process. And, my kids are older, so, we can't really just pretend like everything's fine and, ignore what's going on. They know what's going on. They can see it. And we don't watch a ton of news, but we did watch, we watch enough to know what's going on, but we don't leave it on all day because I just think that's really not good for your energy, for your mind, to be always listening to, what the media is saying. It can be negative and bring you down. And I actually had like a pretty rough few days after I had spent quite a bit of time watching the news. And I don't know, I think I just, I was processing it with Ryan, and we're talking about it with the kids. And then last Monday, so this was like a week ago, we had a mastermind call with the mastermind that I am in. And I had like a major breakdown. And I think it was because I hadn't actually like verbally processed it with anybody other than my family because we had been so secluded. And the week before I had gotten a cough. And so we've actually been staying home like longer than we've even been told to because we weren't sure what I had. We didn't want to get anybody sick. So it's actually been at least a couple weeks that we've been staying home, but that's besides the point. We just hadn't processed it with other people. And so starting to talk about like the realities that we were facing and the impact it was having on our businesses, I just completely lost it. And I'm just sharing that with you guys because I want you to know it's okay. Like, it's okay for you to feel these icky feelings. It's okay for you to feel the fear. It's okay for you to feel the anxiety and all of those things. Like, it's okay to feel those things. And I think it's good to acknowledge that you are feeling some of these feelings and talk to someone about them, and maybe grab a journal or even a piece of paper that you can throw away and just write out like everything you're feeling. Everything that's making you mad, everything that's scaring you, everything that's causing anxiety, the things that you wish you would have done and the things that you wish would have happened, like just get it all out of your head. Because if you keep saying those things over and over and over in your mind, it's just going to really drag you down. And so I just wanted to share how I had my breakdown, and don't worry, I still have had more since then. It's not a one and done thing, but I think it's okay for you to not be okay. And I also think it's okay for you to acknowledge those things and then rise above them. Try not to make decisions from that place of fear and anxiety and worry, because those kind of decisions are never good decisions. And I know because I've done it 100,000 times, but I just really wanted to take this time to talk to you guys and encourage you. And, if you have your own business and whatever you do, whether you sell a service or a product or you have a store, whatever it is, it's probably being affected unless you have a grocery store, at which point you're still being affected because it's, I'm sure, way more stressful than it's ever been before. So I know we're all being affected. But as far as if you have a product or a service that you want to continue to sell, that's okay. Like, there are still people in this world that have money to spend. So yes, we need to be sensitive to the fact that there are people who lost their jobs, and there are people that are going without, and there are people who are suffering and don't know, where their next paycheck or groceries are going to come from. But that doesn't mean that there are not people out there that actually still need what you have to offer. And so it's up to you how you move forward with this. It's up to you how you want to sell, and if you want to sell, and it's okay if you don't want to. But my encouragement for you and my advice for you would be to continue to show up for your audience, for your email list, for your social media following, for your customers, to be a beacon of light and hope, and to encourage them and to serve them however you can. For example, one of the things I did was last week I shared all the homeschooling tips I'm going to share with you in the next episode. For those of you that haven't read it, I just wanted to get it on the podcast. That way, if it's easier for you to listen to, you can still get all those tips. But, it has nothing to do really with my business. It's not a way for me to make money. It's a way for me to say, hey, I see my audience struggling with this. Here's how I can help them. So what are some ways that you can get creative and serve your audience right now, whether it is selling or not? But I want to give you permission to continue to sell if it's something that you want to do. I feel like my audience and the people I attract are not people that are trying to jump on an opportunity and take advantage of people. If you are, then that's slimy and you probably don't need to listen to my show, because that's not what I'm talking about doing here. I'm talking about you looking for possibility, looking for creative ways that you can continue to grow your business while serving your audience and helping them. And, there are plenty of people, if your business is helping other business owners or helping people start a business or helping people get healthy, there are people that are wanting to take advantage of this time home and getting things done that they've never had the time to do. So just remember that, because if you don't offer it to them and it's something they're looking for, they're going to find it from someone else. So I want you guys to have the courage to stand up, to rise above the chaos and the noise and the confusion and the fear, and to continue to show up in spite of all of that. And I want you guys to release any expectations that you might have of how things are going to go. If you had a launch planned and you need to put it off, or you need to make some adjustments and maybe it's not going to be as big of a launch as you wanted it to be, that's okay. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, none of us have gone through this before. There's no rule book for us to follow. There's no data for us to look at to let us know how this is all going to turn out. And so just be open to possibility, be open to what could happen, and just release any expectations you're putting on yourself, expectations you're putting on your audience. It's so much better to go into any new project or anything new that you're going to do in your business from this point forward without any expectations. And I think what we're going to see over these next few weeks and months is we're going to see the true leaders rise above the noise and the chaos and the fear. Because the people who aren't true leaders, they won't stand out. They're not going to be the ones that people are coming to for help, for advice, for transformation. So if you truly feel like you are called to be a leader or an authority in the industry that you're in, then you need to step up to what you've been called to do and to continue to lead, continue to take new ground, continue to step into your authority, and keep building that momentum. And right now is the perfect time to start to build momentum in your business. So like I said earlier, even if you decide not to be selling right now, that's totally fine. It's up to you. My business coach just said the other day, there is no right answer. If somebody asks me, should I sell or should I not? Then no, there's no right answer. You get to decide. But here is one thing that I think everybody should be doing. I think everybody should be using their extra time to work on their business. Because what happens is, as entrepreneurs and creatives, we can easily get sidetracked, or we start getting customers and sales, and we get so caught up in trying to keep up with serving our customers and keeping up with that part of the business that we end up with all these holes in other parts of our business. And then if there's holes in other parts of our business, we're losing money. We're losing customers, we're losing followers, we're losing email subscribers, whatever it may be. And so you get the chance to really step back and take a good look at your business. Take a good look at your business, decide what you love about it, what you hate about it, the things you want to change, the things you want to make better, the things that are working that you want to improve upon. There are so many things in all of our businesses that need a little bit of TLC, and this is giving you that free chance to do that. It's like we've got this pause button and we can take a step back, reassess what we're doing, and really make sure all our ducks are in a row. And that is personally what I'm doing. I am doing a huge analysis of everything in our business. And for the ladies in my Purpose Babe Society, we've got like a new 6-week Better Business Challenge. And I'm guiding them through day by day things to do in their business. So really take a look at how your business is operating and use this time to clean it up, to make your foundation more solid, to start building the areas that need to be built, and really nurture your audience. It takes a while to warm up an audience. And so now you, with this like pause that we've been given, you get to really start nurturing these people, showing them that you are an authority, encouraging them, listening to them, speaking to their pain points, speaking to the transformation that they need, the transformation that you can give them, helping them, and really just showing up for them. Because as you're doing that, even if you're not selling and seeing, dollars coming in the bank right now, doing all of those things and building that momentum is going to move you forward so much quicker when this is all over. And I would love to see you get through all of this with a stronger business than you had when we all came into this situation. And I do think it's possible. I do believe you can build momentum even through this crisis. I do believe that there are people who are still willing to pay for what you have to offer to help them through this time. And I want to encourage you that if you feel like you are a leader and you're called to be an authority in the industry that you're in, then I want to encourage you to keep stepping into that. And it's going to have to be a daily decision to look past the negative that's all around us and choose to share the positive. And, be that example in your home of raising the energy in your home and being the encourager in your home and loving on your kids while they're home from school and showing them how you can get through a crisis without letting everything fall apart. And just remember, on those days when you need to let everything fall apart, it's okay. It's okay. And I think it's actually good for our kids to see that we do get upset. And, obviously my kids are older, so maybe you don't want to have a full-on breakdown in front of your 4-year-old, but that's up to you. But we've always been really honest with our kids about what we're feeling and how we're navigating situations and how we're relying on God to get us through. And so that's how my family goes through that. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to share today. I want to encourage you guys to push through the pain and the discomfort and to rise above and to get through this with a better, stronger business, with a better, stronger you. Take care of your mind, do your morning mindset journaling, move your body, drink your water, all those things, all of those self-care things. Those are way more important. Those are going to actually make you a better person by doing those things over, binging a Netflix show or what have you. And believe me, we've definitely watched plenty of TV over the last 2 weeks because we're not going anywhere, but we're not just sitting and watching TV all day, every day, or watching the news all day, every day. It's definitely not doom and gloom at our house. So if that's what you have been doing, then that's okay. Let it go. Forgive yourself, move forward, and try to bring yourself up to the next level. All right, you guys, that's it for this episode. And make sure you tune in to the next episode so that you can get my homeschool tips for the mompreneur, entrepreneur. I've even got some tips that I'm adding onto it for how I plan my day as a work from home mom. So I've got just a ton of tips to share with you in the next episode. If you guys need links to anything, it will all be in the show notes, or you can go to CorieClark.com/podcast to look at this episode or any of the other episodes that are in there. Since you've got plenty of time on your hands, then I would love if you would go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating and a review, and to share this with your friends, because that is how we can continue to spread this good news and this encouragement and help other women build their purposeful, profitable business. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next episode.